grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend these YouTube streets, Puerto77. And let's have a conversation. Something Days Gone remastering, for whatever reason, is bothering me. I'm bothered by that one. The other remasters didn't really bother me so much, but for some reason, this one, I don't know. It's just something about this game. Like, this game being remastered. I'm like, this game? Because, I'm sorry, Days Gone was not well received. Most of the sales was on a discount. It launched in a not good, so good state. The pacing was off. You know? And I'm like, Days Gone remastered. And it dawned on me. This is my opinion now. I'm going to say my opinion. But I think Sony's full of shit when they say they need remakes to sell to fund new games. I don't think that's a true statement. At all. At all. What I think is these remakes, what they're doing is they're covering Sony's ass for having a failed live service strategy. That is what's happening. Remakes is their backup plan. In the event the live service strategy falls apart, they can rely on these cheap, low production remakes. That is what I think is happening. That is why I think they want you to buy remakes. Not to fund new games. And the reason why I say it doesn't make sense to fund new games, if it's really that challenging to fund new games from games that get released. Picture this. You got single player games that actually come out and get sold. Some sell super great, like the Spider-Mans, God of Wars, Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Ghost of Tsushima. And then you got those that have mid-level sales, you know, like the Astrobots, the Rift Aparts, the Returnals. But they all release, and they all get some type of sales. They all make money in some way. Some make more money than others, but they're making money. But you got all these live service games that got canceled. They got poured in money up to a certain point, invest, and they say, you know what, we shutting this down. That means everything, every dollar, every penny that they invested is gone. There's nothing in return. Even Concord, which did come out, such a colossal failure, they had to refund everything. So that game means nothing. So if single player games that come out and sell ain't enough to make games, then what does that mean with live service projects that don't even see the light of day even after investing millions into them? That's worse. At least the single player games, even like Astrobot or Rift Apart, they made some type of millions, right? 1 million copies at $70, $60 is still, 1 million copies at that price is, it's still something. These live service projects is nothing. They get nothing. Helldive is literally the only one. Every other project that got canceled, whatever, nothing. Done. Got nothing. But the remakes can supplement and cover those losses. That's what the remakes are doing. The remakes is little, portionally saving Sony's ass. Because if they didn't make those remakes, what would cover the losses of these live service projects? That's why these remakes are being made. Then you cannot tell me a fucking remake that sells 1 million or whatever, that's gonna fund a new game, but the actual games they make that sells 5 million, 6 million, that's not enough to fund. Get out of here, bro. Remakes is saving Sony's ass, or at least trying to. So you got projects that completely fail. Oh, don't worry, we got a remake. Didn't cost that much. It's a remaster. Think about it. They pretty much relaunched the PS4. On the PS5, when you think about it at this point, you got The Last of Us remake, which was already remastered, The Last of Us 2 remastered, right? Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, Spider-Man remastered. At this point, all they got to do to complete the cycle, right, when you think about it, is release a God of War 2018 remaster, Infamous remaster. And you pretty much got most of the titles. What else is left? Order 1886 and Drive Club? Killzone Shadowfall remastered, like they pretty much relaunched the PS4, and they're trying to say, oh, we had to do The Last of Us 1 remastered or remake because these games will fund future games. So you're telling me The Last of Us 1 that sold 20 million is not enough to make games? Oh, we had to remaster Spider-Man, to make new games. Spider-Man sold like 20 million. Spider-Man 2 sold over 11 million in 3 months. These games can't fund new games, but the remasters can. Despite most of your money being lost on the stupid ass live service strategy, to which Sony showed us the bar graph where they're allocating most of the funds to live service, and most of those games ain't coming out. They canceled them. These remakes is not funding new games. That's not. It's a backup plan. These remakes was always the strategy as a backup. It's a safety net. It's to mitigate the potential loss. If the live service games would have hit, that's a double win. You got remake money and you got live service money. But in the event live service flopped, which was a higher probability, and it has flopped, hey, at least the remakes is mitigating the blows. That's all these remakes are. Mitigating blows for the stupid decision Sony did. Cause I'm like, man, even a Days Gone remaster, what the hell is going on here? This is crazy. Like, if you were really on that remake grind, go back to the PS1, PS2, PS3 gen. Those games, like what Capcom did, Capcom went back to the archives to bring the titles up, for remake, remaster. You know what I'm saying? Those are the games. Sony's literally re-releasing PS4. Sprucing it up a bit. Even was it Uncharted Legacy also. I'm like, yo, they literally, and Uncharted 4, probably that would add to the list. These remakes are nothing more than softening the blow of PlayStation's failed live service strategy. These are not being used or made to fund new games. They're mitigating blows. That's all they are. They're easy projects to do. Doesn't take much. Push it out there. Make a little bit of change for all the money you're losing on these projects on live service games. That's it. That's what they are. Because there ain't no way you're going to tell me actual single player games that you create and release is not enough, while at the same time you're creating live service titles, investing in live service titles that don't even see the light of day. And then you even got one that's probably the biggest disaster for PlayStation history in terms of games. So if the games that are being sold is not good enough, then what do you call the projects that don't even see the light of day and just straight lose money? Period. Just a straight loss. Something's got to happen. You cannot tell me a remake is going to mitigate that. No. It's gonna be, oh no, the remakes are gonna give us the money to make new titles. No. The remakes are mitigating your stupid decision. That's always been the plan. That has always been the plan. In my opinion, always been the plan. Start this live service strategy, but if it doesn't work, at least we got this quick and easy remakes and remasters to mitigate the loss. Titles that's already been PlayStation 4, spruce it up, do a couple of updates, boom. You got your game. Good job. Got some money, got some quick revenue on projects that we already played. Spruced up. It's literally Sony's crutch for their shitty ass live service strategy. That's why they're doing so much. I mean, really, the only thing left is there's only a few titles left to remaster. Infamous, Second Son is next, probably. I don't know. This shit is wild. But you let me know what you think. To me, the remake is a crutch. That's all it was. It was the backup plan to mitigate revenue loss on live service projects. These remakes are not funding new games. They're not. That's what they want to tell us. Instead of them being honest and being held accountable for their failures and decision making on this live service strategy, they're trying to put it on us. Oh, you want new games? You gotta do remakes. This is the PlayStation 5. Number 5. You are not gonna tell me that we have to rebuy the same game to get a new game. Because CD Projekt Red's not doing it. Actual third-party developers who's like, let me put it this way. The actual third-party developers whose sole business is nothing but making games as their main revenue focus, right? Because PlayStation's main revenue is not first-party sales. Let's not even lie. It's not. It's their third-party marketplace, right? Money transaction alone makes more money than their first-party sales. So it's not even close, all right? Sony has multiple revenue streams. PlayStation has multiple revenue streams that makes PlayStation a successful business. From their money transactions, third-party sales, peripherals, consoles, and their own first-party, and PSN Plus subscription, that is a lot of revenue in different streams. Third-party publishers like EA or Ubisoft, they don't have that mass of streams and branches of whatchamacallit revenue. So they're primarily, companies like EA, companies like Capcom, they are primarily a software-driven revenue. And they're not releasing every single game as a remake and stuff to make new games. They seem, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. So to me, these remakes are strictly just the backup plan to mitigate or soften the blow of live service game. That was always the plan, right? Because the odds are, Sony knows, and we all know, most live service games are going to fail. And they knew that too. They knew most of these games were going to fail. But the remake strategy, that was the backup plan. And that's what we're stuck with. That's why we're seeing so many remakes from them. That's why they seem to like remake almost every PS4 game. It's because that was intentional. It wasn't an accident. It was all part of the playbook. Which to me now makes the whole live service strategy even a shittier concept. The worst goddamn idea they ever put in their head. And if that was all Jim Ryan, then my God, you're a fucking idiot, Jim Ryan, if this was your idea. The most stupidest idea ever, right? If this was all planned out, let's do this live strategy, but in the event it doesn't work, which is a high probability, we got all these remakes like that. We got a whole bunch. The Spider-Man, God of War, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But that bullshit about remake funding games, I'm not believing that bullshit. I'm not believing that bullshit at all. Because those remakes ain't selling to that level to convince me, oh, the original game, you know what I'm saying, that sold 10 million, you know what I'm saying, sold 12 million, not enough. But the remake and remaster that sold 2 million, oh yeah, we got lots of money. Meanwhile, the single player strategy is completely collapsing and bombing and just sucking millions of dollars out of the pot. Because majority of the money invested in games, single player games, first party games, went to the live service strategy. Come on now. Nah, we're not fooling me. I'm so glad I didn't really buy into this remake shit. I at the time I was like, I'm good. Not really all that in there with these remakes. But now after Days Gone, I'm like, dead that shit. You ain't fooling me, Sony. Sony, just be held accountable. Just admit it. Admit the truth. Don't come and tell the gamers, oh, you need to buy remakes if you want new titles. No. Don't do that. Tell the truth. The remakes is helping you offset the losses you're getting from live service because it was a stupid strategy. That's it. You know, in 10 years, they're going to admit it. When them guys retire, they're going to tell us the truth in 10 years. Just like how they're telling the truth now about the PlayStation 3 and you're hearing all the truth about it. In 10 years, they're going to tell us the truth about this live service strategy. And they're going to admit, yeah, the remix was kind of like our way of trying to mitigate just in case things went wrong. Watch. You're going to see that. 10 years. 10 years or so. We're going to see the truth. Anyway, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your only friend is YouTube Street Porter Rock 77. I'll check you guys out later. Peace. Grand opening